Hmm. Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to day 5 of 99 Days of Deeper Embodiment. My name is Jason King. So I started this live stream this week to really begin to work through some of the more jagged perspectives that are arising, the ones that are coming up that feel angry and unheard, the ones that want to force themselves on others. The ones that really do the most damage overall, in the sense that they come from a place of not trusting. They come from a place of not trusting to the degree that they're angry with what is. And so, really, I'd like to give room to hold space for these ideas, hold space for these perspectives, with the understanding that these ideas are all okay. So, it's a challenge to hold a space like this for the collective at large right now, because the collective at large is seeing from so many different places. And so in one satsang, I may be speaking to one way of seeing, and in another way of seeing may need to be spoken to, which is why it can be helpful to ask questions. So if there are questions about anything that comes up during the series, please provide them. This way we can dive deeper together and get that clarity that really is needed. Because there is such a variety in places to see from. And when I say there's a variety in places to see from, to give an example of this, just in moving into the conversation around healing and trauma, imagine the variety of the ways that we can see an illness. We can choose to see the illness from a Western medicine paradigm. We can go into seeing it from the ideas of a virus or a bacteria, an infection, something that is attacking the body externally. We can go into it and look at it from an emotional perspective, and we can look at the emotional body and the traumas that are in the emotional body. We can look at it from the perspective of timelines, and we can begin to look at it as a manifestation of quantic resonance, and spread out the timeline and look at the timeline from a whole perspective and see where the vibration of the illness came in, we can look at it from the perspective of ideas. Where is there an idea of an illness showing up? We can look at it as a belief. And so, depending on where I'm looking at it from, the entire map changes. The terrain changes with it. What tools I use and how I see it shifts. And so, depending on where you are looking at something from, you may need a different pointing. You may need to be spoken to, or you may need a reflection that is very different from someone else. The reflection may come through as something that feels hard, even something that feels heavy, or it may come through very light and playful. And this shifts and changes all based on where you're seeing from. Because always the intent of the pointing is to bring you back to now, simple, what is. And so if I'm moving into a lot of imagination around potential threats, ideas of things that can harm me, and I'm giving that a lot of my attention, a lot of my focus, and I'm giving it so much energy that it could potentially harm me because I'm giving it energy, then the pointing may be very brief and hard hitting. Look, here, stop. Stop what you're doing and pay attention. Focus. Focus now. Stop energizing those ideas. Those ideas spit. Those ideas are painful. Those ideas hurt you. So it may come through like that. If that's where you're seeing from, or it can come through completely different, where there's a tremendous amount of patience and care, a lot of holding. I'm here with you. I feel what you're feeling. I feel that with you. I feel the panic. You are not alone. We are in this together. It can come through like that. And yet, both is the self. And when we're in the center point, when we're in the stillness, where the mind is no longer projecting a future based on a past, and when we are stable in this center point, then whatever comes through and however it comes through is the self. It's totally perfect in the moment. You see, the idea that I need to behave in a certain way and that is what is required, that idea is a filter. That idea is manipulation. We were talking about manipulation yesterday. It is manipulating, it is putting a filter over what wants to come through. It's saying, no, I cannot say that, or I cannot behave that way. I cannot express that. Projecting some idea of you and possibly harming someone else or potentially being hurt yourself. And so you limit your expression with this filter. The idea that I need to please someone, the idea that I need to speak so that someone else is happy, so that they like me, the idea that I need to express in order to make someone better, make someone whole, make someone complete, the idea that I need to shape my communication, shape my expression in some way, limit my expression in some way, bring it into what is socially acceptable. Bring it into what will be accepted. All of this is moving into an idea. And when I move into an idea, then I am limiting myself into form. And as I limit myself into form, this is where I become something that can be attacked and something that must defend itself. So, the whole idea of deeper embodiment is to become more here, more present, more myself. In the sense that the filters are removed. Not just the filters, but thoughts are removed. And when thoughts are removed, anything that comes through is coming through exactly here. Now, there's no me thinking it. It is simply presence itself speaking. Presence itself moving the body. Presence itself here fully as itself, with no ideas about it. And so this is our intention in deeper embodiment. Let's make that very clear. Embodiment of the self, the intention is not healing something. The intention is not having a perfect body. The intention is not mastering the art of healing. The intention is not mastering the art of public speaking. The intention is not mastering anything at all. The intention is to be fully present as oneself. Fully here. Speaking directly from knowing, which is not knowing anything at all. To speak directly from knowing is to forget all that I have ever learned, is to forget all ideas, to let them all go, all concepts. Luis says, I feel as if my world and my body were broken by the energy of the whole collective. This is part of awakening. Because in awakening, there is no more you in an individual sense. The individual I dissolves. All of the defenses are seen through. There is nothing and there never was anything to defend. How can there be something to defend if there's nothing separate from you? You see. So, here in deeper embodiment, what we're interested in is bringing the felt sense of wholeness, the felt sense of oneness, the felt sense of beingness into our default state, our always on state, where we don't register anything as separate. There is no picking up of thoughts that says, this is something separate from me. There's a lot of confusion around this. Not just confusion, resistance. So if you are here today and you are sitting here with me, listening to this satsang, take a moment and simply feel into the space of your body and recognize the sensations that are present. And any hard sensation, any sensation that feels dense, any sensation that feels painful, just see that there's resistance present. Recognize it. And it's okay. resistance can be there. It doesn't change what you are. It doesn't change the wholeness and completeness. Thoughts resisting what is doesn't change what is. And so when I speak of trauma and when I speak of healing, I see all of the different ways of seeing trauma. I see all of the different ways of seeing illness. And the ways the mind defends those perspectives, even. And it says, this is real to me. And yet, at the same time, what I'm pointing to is what is always here, irregardless, or regardless, 'cause it's the same word. I, I just had a giggle with myself on that word, irregardless, because it came up. Irregardless of what the body is experiencing. Let the body go. Personally, I've been experiencing intense pain in my body for years. Intense pain. Years. And yet, what the body is experiencing, the sensations that the body is experiencing, don't have anything to do with the truth of what I am. Because the truth of what I am is whole and complete always. It is always present. So no matter what the body is experiencing, there is presence. No matter what the mind says about it, there is presence. And even if there is a pull to pick up thoughts about it, there is still presence. Which is why you could never be separate from you. There isn't anything here other than presence. Except for ideas about it. And so in awakening, we break. We do. We break. At least our idea of who and what we are breaks. Our ideas of what this is break. They are seen through. And when they're seen through, then they break. They are dissolved. They're no longer what we thought they were. They can no longer be what we thought they were because they get seen through. The boogeyman is no longer scary when we see that there never really was a boogeyman. But when it's being believed that there is a boogeyman and that the boogeyman is attacking me, then it's really scary. And that fear is real. It's really being experienced. It's really being felt. And this is what we want to allow to pass through us when we're embodying. When we're embodying, we want to allow to pass through us what is really being felt without resisting it, without creating a story about a me, without attaching to a story about a me. Sure, there's a whole entire past that this body lived or that your body lived, and there's a lot of ideas in the body about it. And any single one of them can get picked up and turned into a story. And that story can be held for a very long time. As we embody, we meet these ideas, allowing them to be there as long as they need to be there, while also recognizing that presence is here, always. And that is what I am. One of the techniques that I've used when the body is experiencing a lot of trauma, and that is what is coming up, is to sit and feel my sit bones, feel my feet on the ground, and bring more presence and awareness to feeling that support, feeling that I am supported, feeling that the ground is supporting me, feeling that the chair is supporting me. And allowing that feeling, that sensation to fill the body. Just becoming super aware and super present with the feeling of being supported. And as I amplify my focus on the sensation of being supported, as I make my focus stronger on that sensation, it amplifies that sensation. It makes that sensation stronger as well because I am focusing on it. As I focus more deeply on it, it amplifies the sensation throughout my body. And that sensation has a buoyancy. It has an ability, a presence to hold within it anything that feels as if it may hurt me. That presence has the ability to hold within it panic. It has the ability to meet and hold within it intense fear. It has the ability to meet and hold within it rage, hate, anger, all of which are sensations that, without amplifying presence, can be difficult or challenging for the body to feel and process. And this is a tool. This is a tool that can be used with the understanding that I am the wholeness, I am the completeness. So anything that I'm feeling that says otherwise, that feels otherwise, is also held within my wholeness. And so by bringing the focus to my wholeness, by bringing the focus to being supported and held, then that focus dissolves everything else. Sometimes instantly, sometimes it takes much longer, days, months, even. It doesn't matter. It all dissolves in the heldness. It all dissolves in the wholeness. Even the most challenging ideas that come up, the ones that come with the most panic, such as I am not supported, which is the complete opposite of that sensation. I am not supported. I am not held. I am rejected. I am um, I am poor. I am broke. The universe does not provide for me. All of those are the complete opposite of what is. And so bringing the focus more and more and more into the feeling of being held, the feeling of being supported, the presence that is here, always now, supporting, holding, it dissolves all of the jagged ideas, all of the perspectives that project potentials of doom, that project ideas that I could be hurt or fall ill or attacked. All of that gets met with the feeling of being held, the feeling of being supported. So, here in providing the satsang, that is exactly what I'm doing. And you can tap into this with me. You can begin to feel it with me as I'm mirroring it for you. You can begin to allow this to inform your body because there is no space and time. So as you're watching this, you are actually with me. And what I am doing in holding this level of presence and in allowing myself to embody deeper as the self, what I am doing here in this satsang, you can easily sit with me and allow it to fully and completely informing you by allowing you to harmonize with this intent. Luis, I am holding you in my heart. I am feeling the panic of seeing the world break and the body break. I am feeling with you the panic of seeing and feeling everything that you thought was real met with truth. And it is okay. You are whole and complete always. And all of that pain, all of that trauma that comes from ideas is being lifted from you effortlessly as it is not anything at all. The deeper that you move into trust, the deeper that you trust presence, trust what you are, trust yourself. Thank you for being here and tuning in and meeting yourself through this reflection today. I'll see you tomorrow.